caps to his name. Didn't have a huge amount of coaching pedigree himself, was coach of the Cameroon under-23s, and they didn't manage to qualify for the Olympics, but a very proud nation who were very keen, the president in particular, the legendary Samuel Eto'o, keen to have Cameroonian native in charge of the side. And we do have all 5 African nations coached by coaches from their own country, and that's a very special thing.
Yeah, and a lot of players were saying in the media that it's good to have an ex-player that understands what it means to wear the shirt, play in a World Cup, so they're using experience good to the players. But a good start by Switzerland at the moment, very precise, as you would expect, measured, and they've got the chance. They've camped Cameroon in there, just kept on probing in different areas.
Rodriguez. Nico Olvedi, who's been selected ahead of Newcastle United's Fabian Schär, who felt that he should have been starting, said so vocally, says he's in good form, but the coach yakking going for the balance, something as a former England centre-half, Warren, you'll understand, going for a player who plays on the left side of a back 2 for his club.
Yeah, and I think he's unlucky, the Newcastle player. I think he's had an excellent campaign so far for the team and the way that they've played, and he's defended very well. But just, I think, again, emphasises the quality that this team have got, and that's why the coach has said it's the best that he's had, the good balance, whether it's been in the back 2 or 3 that they need, full-back area, midfield, so they've got a good balance. It's just if they can put it all together.
Embolo for Switzerland.
Xhaka was in, if he played it early, and I think Xhaka from Arsenal is in the best form of his life. He went through a difficult time at Arsenal, but he's got a little bit more freedom now to push forward. We've seen him sometimes sit on the halfway line and be the player that passes the ball, keeps it moving, but now he's got a bit more freedom than number 10. So watch out for him to pop up in different areas.
There's another Arsenal legend, Kelly Smith, in the studio talking about him being back in favour. Not always been the case. He plays the ball into the danger area convincingly.
Yeah, Cameroon at the moment, they need to get hold of the game. They're just allowing some players to play and move and pop. Whether it may be to go a little bit more direct, they're in the shade at the moment. They're a little bit of coolness to breeze, as you said in the stadium. It's very, very pleasant in this stadium. It's not hot. It's not. In the areas they can push forward and be a bit more energetic. It's a little bit stationary at the moment.
We came in from outside and it was gloriously hot.
Go Cameroon.
We like to get here about 5 hours before kick-off. So
You like getting here, preferably about 6 hours is good. We've been getting up before the sun's coming on. It's like people back home now. People are up now, probably getting ready for their Thanksgiving dinner.
If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Exactly. That's what I tell my kids.
You're on time. Just you're a day early.
But it was very hot outside, but it's very chilly inside. And the air cooling system is working a treat. Interesting to see what it's like over that side, where over a quarter of the pitch, 2/3, bathed in sunlight.
Again, even for someone with the sun in his eyes, I try and see now, just look at the Swiss, how high the line up is. The defensive line is really high. Now, whether you can time the ball in behind and have one of the runners from the far post coming in, but it's a little bit unusual to be that high. All you need someone to do is have the timing of just running in behind. So there's obviously worked on this in the training ground. And if the ball's right, the run's right, you're going to be onside.
Ryan Mbeumo to take it. And that's away. May well be offside. It was. It did look it. And the assistant just took his time to put the flag up. We haven't seen anything at all from Cameroon in the opening stages here. It is still very early, of course. But they will have to be at their best because they are up against a fine goalkeeper, and both sides have fine goalkeepers. Yes. Inter Milan's Onana and Borussia Mönchengladbach even have Jan Sommer, who's an expert at saving penalties, should it come to that. And this is the opening group match for these two sides.
I just think for the players, the first couple of moments with Cameroon, they just want to get into. They've been waiting so long for this moment. They've seen games, they've seen people, big surprises, they've seen heroes. You've seen obviously Spain, that was wonderful with their style of football, 7 goals. And they've been waiting and waiting. And obviously when you're in a group with Brazil, the expectation is so high for that group. Serbia, as you rightly said, they're going to be a very good team with two outstanding strikers. So this is a tough group. In theory, do you think we're playing for second?
Widmer, good challenge though by Nuhu.
Yeah, I remember when he went to Seattle, my son was up there and they both come in and you could sense straight away the way he plays with a smile on his face. He's powerful, he wants to get forward. He's worked on his defending because he's a bit naive. He's got better. The teams in Europe looking at him.
It's Granit Xhaka. He thought about it with that left foot of his. He's perfectly capable.
We've seen that quite a lot in these competitions. Players are a bit afraid to have a shot. You know, again, maybe it's the first game, a little bit apprehensive. But when you've got the quality and the form that he's in, I mean, he's a team at the top of the Premier League, so he's full of confidence. So when it opens up them chances, I'll test some of the goalkeepers because you might be nervous as a player. Imagine how the goalkeeper feels. So take some shots.
Especially as you look at the other end with Jan Sommer having next to nothing to do so far, and the fact that he's in the sunlight. Sun potentially in his eyes whenever you get an opportunity. We haven't seen a great deal of shots. We've very much enjoyed the couple of games that we've done, even though there weren't goals, a very high level of intensity, but it wasn't a huge amount of movement up front for either of the two sides. Certainly not too many shots.
Yeah, good defending again. I mean, defending is an art, and what we've had in our games is the work rate, commitment, effort. You see Canada, you know, the way they went toe to toe with Belgium, one of the favourites, if not the favourites, to go all the way for this golden generation that we've been banging drum for the last couple of tournaments. So with that togetherness and spirit, I think we've got to go and embrace it, Sean.
Angler with the ball forward, Spawn, Bobo to chase. He has the pace, he has a left foot on him, and is parried by Sommer. Oh, what an opportunity for Cameroon to break the deadlock.
Opportunity for Cameroon.
And it was Carl Toko Ekambi, the man who sent his side to this tournament with his dramatic qualifying goal. Well, that's the closest we come.
It's great movement. I think now just pull it into the area, and that's what they're saying. Just put it to your partner to put it in there. It comes back. Yes, the angle is tight, but just take your chance. That just shows you how dangerous it can be. One pass in behind, and they create that opportunity, and that's what they've got from midfield. They've got runners that are quite happy yet to sit back into an area, but once they've got the opportunity, they're going to go with freedom. They're going to push on. Maybe that will give them the confidence now to go and embrace the game, go and enjoy the game. I'm quite cautious so far, but that was a simple ball down the side, decent run. Maybe just picked the wrong option.
And here come Cameroon once again, looking to carve an opening. Joining us late, Abubakar on the bench today. 8 goals in the Africa Cup of Nations earlier on this year.
This is where they get a problem. They haven't got a midfield player to come and get the ball. So there's a huge 30-yard gap between the back line and the forward. Someone has to come in to try and generate a little bit of movement for Cameroon.
Shaqiri, what a pass. Well read, and so was in there looking to try to capitalise. Here's Choupo-Moting. Freuler, by So, and here's Xhaka again, thinking of the strike. They did take it that time.
That was a harder angle, actually. It was a harder technique. It was running away from him a little bit, but at least it's positive. Maybe that opportunity is not only by Cameroon, but Switzerland as well, because they looked a bit vulnerable.
Wonderful atmosphere, by the way, being generated by the Cameroon supporters down in the corner where Warren and I did our pitch-side chat earlier. Wonderful colour and characters, and they are having an absolute party in there. Can't help but keep referring back to Italian 90s, such a special tournament for many of us who are little people, very much enjoying it. It was absolutely magical, and they were very, very unfortunate in the end to miss out on a semi-final place against England. From the penalty spot. And they have some defending to do. That was a good ball into the danger area. It wasn't attacked by anybody. Bolo with his hands on his head thinking that should have been me attacking that. We might get another chance. Shaqiri And may well be offside, and Bolo's there, he's challenged. And now the flag goes up.
Well, that just shows you a little glimpse of Shaqiri. He hasn't been in the game too much. Okay, Ronaldo's offside, but just watch his technique, his little precision, the pass. He's offside, no doubt about that, but his awareness is to do that. And that's why he's an X-factor. We've missed that in the MLS. He's not really had the chance of 7 goals for Chicago, but he's a player that can find a pass. He seems to have his best form for his country.
There are a few players like that, aren't they? Really come alive when they put their country's crest on.
This may not be a bad avenue, Cameroon. We should go a little bit more direct, just for 3 or 4 moments. But you've got to get your midfield players. At the moment for Switzerland in that midfield area, it's too easy. They're picking up the second balls, and then they're allowed to get their rhythm, to start playing, to set the tone of the game.
Hitler looking for options. It's his own at the moment. And Shaqiri doesn't find him though, but surrounded by 3 Cameroon players. Kulu. Oh, Choupo-Moting has got away from Akanji. Eric Choupo-Moting for Cameroon. And Sola to the rescue.
Goes offside, but Akanji just did enough, the Manchester City player. When he got back, there was enough pressure to. Decent save by some of we said about him from the penalty spot is very good. But again, just a little bit of hesitation in the back line. Once he gets through, you think, has he got the technique? Has he got the power? That little nudge in the back was enough to put him off. Well, that wouldn't have counted. But again, another show of how high a line Switzerland are playing. They're playing a high line. If you time that run a little bit better, and they have that chance to get in.
The goals was yet between Switzerland and Cameroon. Zimbolo, Shaqiri, deflected. It's a corner.
Well, that's the game plan. Get it into your striker, get it out wide on his left foot, and then they're looking for Xhaka maybe at the far post, another midfielder to push in. Shaqiri, when he gets it, his first thought is with that wonderful left foot, is to put it in a dangerous area. And what I've really enjoyed, I know we haven't had too many goals, obviously, but the set pieces from corners, you can see the coaches have worked on different things. It's not just been the usual, oh, we're just going to hit it long. People have improvised. They've been working on the training ground.
Shaqiri gets another chance. Beat the first man this time.
But that has been a theme as well. They've had some good ones, but hit the first man a few times.
Shaqiri again, seeing a lot of the ball in the early stages. Vargas. Shaqiri. Broken up there by Anguissa.
There go. Go with pace, go with belief.
Toko Akambe. There is a bit of movement in front of him. It's a good ball as well for Choupo-Moting. Switzerland are here instead of Italy, who many would have fancied to top their qualification group, but it was the Swiss who came up on top by 2 clear points. Italy then going on to lose their playoff to North Macedonia, and then in turn lost to Portugal, who will play the final African nation later on today in Ghana. And Italy for 2nd World Cup in a row, European champions.
Did you see the press conference for Portugal? And they kept getting asked about Ronaldo. The coach was like, is there anything we can just talk about rather than Cristiano Ronaldo? I just want to talk about us being in a World Cup.
Don't blame him, do you?
Yeah, he does. It's like, come on.
That's been the theme of Switzerland as well, being asked all sorts of questions about other matters, and they've said we just have to concentrate on football. They've come straight out of league seasons, most of them. Literally just a few days before, not having a lot of time to think about the football, unlike a traditional European Summer World Cup.
And then when you look through the rosters as well, that's why you see a lot of the nations have gone players that they've had in the group before. England, to an extent, with Harry Maguire, people saying, well, should he be in it? Yeah, because Gareth Southgate knows him, knows Shaw, rather than taking a chance with a player that's maybe not been around, don't understand. We see yesterday, Croatia put Lovren in. There was young players that they thought, should we change it? Maybe if you've had 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, you can work on things. They haven't had that time.
It's a very good point. From the outside, people want to call for new and exciting players, but managers haven't got a chance to work with them or get to know them. Swiss have made a very positive start in the early stages, but it's Cameroon who've threatened the most. Offside opportunity a few minutes ago. Rodriguez loves to put a ball into the danger area. Here's Vargas. Rodriguez once again. Freuler. Just thinking about the shot again. A bit much, just too much on it for him.
Good idea. It's a little bit heavy with his touch, but Rodriguez, he does like to push forward, and Xhaka there just he'd be disappointed because he, again, another talented player with a sweet left foot. He's just thinking just to try and put a more of an angle on the ball rather than trying to drive it in there. But there's that sign, if the defenders are going to be so strong and high line, you need maybe your fullback to push on. Shaqiri come a little bit short, he wasn't going to get the ball.
I mentioned earlier about Carl Toko Ekambi with the qualification winner for Cameroon. It could not have been more dramatic. Lost the first leg against Algeria. Came back and won 2-1 in March, 124th minute. Algeria thinking that they'd won it in the 118th minute. Actually, the last kick of the game. Barely ever see anything as dramatic in terms of qualification. Heartbreaking for Algeria.
As wonderful as the game can be, it can be very cruel as well. I've been involved in it for many, many years. You see the highs, the lows, and sometimes when you get a result like that, you think, well, we can go for it. That's why I've been a bit disappointed with Cameroon at the moment. I want them to embrace the game, not just the tournament. Embrace it, go forward. You've got the ability, you've got the players to do that. You've been sitting around watching everybody else get out there, go and play.
I think they've just been listening to you. They're going, okay.
Well, I should do their team talk maybe sometime.
Samuel Umquet. Here he is, man screening the back four. Ball forwards towards Choupo-Moting. No space for him whatsoever. By the way, the Algerian supporters didn't take that result lying down. They were absolutely fuming with what they described as disgraceful refereeing. And the fans demonstrated outside the FIFA headquarters in Zurich. Zimburmo doesn't give Sommer a second on the ball there. The appeal was dismissed. And here are Cameroon looking to take their opportunity. Commentating 2010, and I love the sound of these horns called vuvuzelas. And then it turned out that the UK audience back home absolutely despised them because it sounded like a swarm of bees via the television. But in the studio, in the stadium, it sounded great.
I think I'm going in that hotel next to us at 2 o'clock in the morning. They start blaring around them, keep the apple, man.
Second night in a row. Parties. Vuvuzela home for my kids, and then instantly regretted it and realised why the viewers didn't like them after all. It's a decent ball swung in, well dealt with though by Umquet. Well, this is Switzerland's golden generation. We've seen it before, haven't we, with the likes of England with their top talent, with Belgium perhaps peaking at the last tournament. Get off to a great start despite winning against a very spirited Canada side. Will this be Switzerland's tie with their best players collectively that they reckon they've ever had? So much talk in the build-up, but it's all about what happens out. These players can out there, the green grass. Here's Xherdan Shaqiri.
That's not like him as well, you know. just lost their way a little bit. Their passing has been a little bit lazy. Movement is not what you'd expect. But you're right, when you look at the depth that they have, they've got some young players, got some talented players, experienced players, players that are in the form of their career at the moment.
The likes of Noah Okafor as well, who could have started, but they went for the slightly more defensive-minded Ruben Vargas on the left of the three, supporting Mbolo.
It's funny what pressure can do, not only to players, but also coaches. They've been looking around and see what happened with Argentina.
But then will they also be inspired by what Saudi Arabia did, by what Japan did against Germany? I very much enjoyed Kelly Smith in the studio saying she sounded almost sad that Germany hadn't done well, but I've watched it play many times against Germany.
I was disappointed with that result.
Devastated.
Let's go, Cameroon.
Here's on Gisa. He's in Burmo for Cameroon. He has pace. And what about the finish? He has the trickery. And he's laying it off for Ongisa. Didn't take it first time. Topo Ekambi. To hoop. And that's a corner for Cameroon.
But when they go forward, Cameroon, you could sense the excitement and the expectation going forward. So you want to see that more. When they go forward, and Switzerland are a little bit cautious and worried about it, so they back off and allows them a little bit more space. I think if they can be brave, if they can be positive, there's chances there. We haven't really. I thought Cameroon's fullbacks would push on, would join in a lot more.
Cameroon's first corner of the game. Topo Ekambi and Brian Mbeumo standing over it. Will it be the left footer of Mbeumo? It is. And Castelletto was up there. Comes back to fly. Aiding everybody. What a huge benefit, by the way, the fact that Cameroon have persuaded Brian Mbeumo to become a Cameroon national. He did qualify for them, obviously, all the time, but he had 6 under-21 caps for France, where he was born. People have only done relatively late, though, to be able to come to this World Cup. Only winning his 3rd cap today. 23-year-old who we see regularly in the Premier League for Brentford. Here he is trying to make things happen with that pace as well. He plays on that right-hand side and cuts inside.
And they've tried to do that with Rodriguez on that left-hand side, the Swiss fullback. He's predominantly known throughout his career in Europe that he loves to get forward. He's not naturally the best defender. So sometimes if you can and time the ball, which they've done once or twice, he gets caught sometimes ball watching, which means he concentrates too much on the ball rather than seeing what's around him. You see now as well, Shaqiri's gone into a number 10 position. He wasn't getting a lot of success out here. They're trying to find a way to get him on the ball. Go on there, take him on.
Can be. He's thinking about the strike and he goes for it. Oh, Collins Fye's eyes lit up then.
I think the smile says it all. He had the first opportunity and took another touch, and that moment had gone.
Well, tomorrow brings the pivotal second match for the United States, the very much anticipated showdown with the 3 Lions of England. Coverage starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, and that's 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox, with kickoff an hour later. So make sure you join us for that.
There's a few people in the studio, they're changing lineups, they're putting different teams in. Does this player play? Does this one? Kelly just went, put the same 11 out, we're going to win another game. They're looking about changing wide players, you change formation. They're panicking. I've never seen Lexi like it. I'm loving it.
They're very well thought through changes from Carlo, actually.
Just panicking. She's got a World Cup, got a hat trick. What's she panicking for?
Who scores a hat-trick in a World Cup final in midfield, by the way? It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard or seen.
it was me, I'd be telling everybody, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Anyone that I bumped into along the street, I say, do you remember me? I actually got the guy. Do you want to see the picture? I got it here.
Not to mention one from the halfway line, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. We'll take one from the 6-yard box though, won't we, Warren? Never mind the halfway.
Well, we'll take one on the line at the moment because our bet at the moment is not looking great. We've had very entertaining nil-nils. We're trying to sell that one, but this one is a bit of a stalemate at the moment. You want someone to embrace the moment. You want someone to be brave enough. We keep saying about that, but it's at the moment it's a very, very cagey affair. I might even sit down, and I don't normally do that in the game, but you should want more. You know, you've been waiting long enough. I understand the pressure. You don't want, this is a huge game because Brazil is the favourite. So this is like a final, if you like, because if you win this game, the chances are you can go far in the competition. But particularly with this word that's going around about Switzerland, how good they are, how confident they are, I'm not so sure.
You can understand it though, can't you? First half hour of your opening group game.
I can, but look what Canada did. You know, look how they went. Right, well, it's the World Cup. You're not here just to. You might only be here for 3 games. Make the most of it. Japan, you know, they go out and enjoy the game rather than walking through, being pedestrian.
That sense of urgency lacking at the moment.
And I understand, you respect the opposition. Sooner or later, you have to make a chance.
Gisa, promoting. Gisa once again. That's the runner here. If he wants him, he's always there. Top where it can be. Ongler. High on that strike from distance a few moments ago. Burmo back. And promoting. This is better. Here's Ongler.
Oh my
And that's what I
goodness.
want them to do better, because as soon as they go up 1 or 2 gears, they get a chance. Because the Swiss back 4 are very stagnant. They're very just keeping their position. If you give
They had it.
1, 2, or even
They
make
keep
a run
blowing
behind
it.
the midfield, you're getting in. Because they just stay in their areas. They're zonal the way they're playing. If you can play and move and take that chance, a third man running, the midfield play.
Oh my goodness, man.
And this is
Cameroon could have had like 3 goals by now.
They're standing up a little bit.
The intensity levels rising inside the Al Stadium. And Burmo took their first corner. Will take their second. Yes. And it's away by Switzerland. What a great header though. It's a lovely touch, but just rolling away from him.
Yeah, he's playing a little bit more central just to try and get in the game, because for 6-7 minutes, number 23 for Switzerland's never touched the ball, and he's arguably one of their better players. So maybe that's a job that he's looking to get involved a little bit more.
Saw a lot of him early on, but it became the similar kind
Yes.
of ball that he was playing. It was easy to read.
Jackie, he's never going to run in behind you. He's never going to do that. So if you can be disciplined enough, he needs runners, which means he needs people going behind.
Promoting and Nuhu. Ongler. That chance just a moment ago. And Zoma being the busier of the 2 goalkeepers. On Gisa. Promoting, and Gisa's continued his run, but he would have been offside.
Because he takes another touch, if the partner just gives it one time, he's in. And again, that could be the pressure, like you said. You know, obviously I understand the pressure they're under, but better players make the better decisions and quicker decisions.
Burmo. Lively so far.
Come on,
Lovely touch
come
from
on.
him.
He's starting to feel it a little bit, which is good. You can hear it. Look, the fans are now out there having a little round of applause. Keep giving him the ball, keep playing and moving.
Kambi. Nuhu. Five. Some ball in towards Burmo. Now Vargas making the run, he's found him as well, and he has Vidmer on the overlap. Vidmer's ball in towards So. Couldn't get the touch though.
Good save, Cameroon. Come on.
There's another good ball, but unfortunately they've only got one red shirt that was coming in. And because of maybe the last 7 or 8 minutes they've sat back a little bit, they haven't got the urgency or the belief to go forward. But it just shows you that if they can beat the press, and now you're turning and you're running at their back line, Cameroon, you've got options. When they're playing everything in front of the midfield of Cameroon, it's easy, it's fine.
Mentioned how Switzerland topped their group 2 points clear of Italy. Sounded fairly comfortable, but it wasn't though. They relied on Northern Ireland holding Italy to a goalless draw for 93 minutes, i.e. 90 plus the 3 stoppage time minutes. I'll tell you more about that in a second as Embolo looks to threaten. He has Vargas in the centre. Rodriguez is followed up as well as, it's a nice idea.
But again, because they haven't done it a few times, he's holding it. I think that's a good ball. But because they haven't been adventurous, they haven't got the midfield runners, they haven't got the players on the wide areas to take that chance. They're sort of second guessing themselves at the moment. At the opening moments, 7, 8 minutes, there was quite a bit of positivity in Switzerland, but it's sort of drained out of their way at the moment. It's allowed Cameroon to get in the ball, and they've created 1 or 2 chances. In this game, whoever the team that really believes and wants to win it will go forward.
Retreated within their shells a little bit since then, haven't they?
I think it's that ball over the top that worried them a little bit. And here we go.
Promoting, first time hook ball towards Fine, looking for the runner. It can be.
That was great defending because he was in front of him. He's had to make that a perfect tackle.
And he's in a lot of action. Sylvain Widmer, Mainz right back, Germany.
And it had to be precise because if he doesn't make it, he gives a penalty away. And he's got in front of him, so he's coming from the side. It's perfect defending. It's a wonderful ball played in. It's played in early. He's just done enough to put him off. But there's that area again where Rodriguez, he gets caught up a little bit, and that's that little ball in behind.
So
100 caps, but sometimes, as I said, his defending's not his strength sometimes.
It's very good delivering from wide areas. It's Widmer, who saved the day just a moment ago. Vargas. It's got a bit of space in field. Thinks I'll attack that. Gisa. He's fly with a bit of space to run into, but there's El Baby mopping up.
It's a bit more of a clumsy tackle than anything else, and that's why he picks up a yellow card. He's done well with defender because that balance of being left-footed, he's naturally drifting out there. If it's a right-footed player, you maybe tuck in a little bit more, but because they have gone with that left-footed centre-half, and there's the push in the back that picks up the card, but they're naturally going across. A couple of challenges with his head. His positional senses had to be good where they're trying to exploit their space. Cameroon in behind.
It's the first yellow card of the game. Saying, by the way, about how Northern Ireland held Italy to a goalless draw for 93 minutes. And Laurent Yakin, the Switzerland coach, sent 9.3 kilos of Swiss chocolate to the Northern Irish FA as a thank you. That sealed their passage directly here to Qatar, where they're looking to try to make an impact, but they're struggling to do so far in the opening 36 minutes or so against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. It looked rather livelier at times, particularly.
I like a bit of Swiss chocolate as well. Can't do that.
Milk, white, black.
Milk's my favourite.
9.3 kilos of it. How'd you be after that? Now what can Cameroon do here? Okay, on Gisa. Quality in the midfield there. The Napoli man. Some doubt over whether he would be selected. former Cameroon international saying, if Ngada and Ngisa are not there, we won't even score, we won't even draw. He said, I'll take them there myself and you'll see my rage. Well, Ngada hasn't made it, Ngisa has. It's never been explained why the experienced centre half hasn't been selected, but the coach must have his own reasons for that. Switzerland looking to pull away now. What about the movement? What do they have? Here's So. He has Shaqiri with him. There he is. Hipper on the overlap. And here he is. What about the movement up top? Jack is calling for it.
Even then, you get the ball on that right hand side. You've got 10, 15 yards. Drive forward. Drive forward, but they're not. They're coming back. I'm disappointed. Kevin Smith, rightly. You look at what they've got, the players. So after that first 5 or 6 minutes, there's not been a lot of excitement.
Broilers ball forwards. There's too much on it for Xhaka. It's the frustration, the arms slumped. It's just not happening for them. They're not making it happen in the final third.
Kelly, you're right there, Jackie. They're not making it.
Cameroon keep missing big opportunities.
There was lots of fun. They were playing games. They were doing shooting games. There was a real spirit of vibe, but that's not translated to this performance so far.
Uruguay, South Korea is next on FS1. Then on Fox, Ronaldo leads Portugal against Ghana. In theory, selected. And after that, Neymar, he might just be selected for Brazil against Serbia. That's in this group, and that's all coming up today on FS1 and Fox. I am fascinated by this group, really. Oh, hello. Hello. Switzerland and Embolo. Challenge right to the death, an important challenge by Jean-Charles Castelletto.
It had to be perfect. Again, that little bit of mobility on that wide area, but wonderful defending again, coming across. Just didn't take it out of his feet. Couldn't get the ball enough to maybe swing that left foot, which is not his natural, stronger foot. But again, to give the defender enough time to come back and intercept that ball. But set pieces, it may be something that break the deadlock.
Vargas with a corner for Switzerland. Oh, very good delivery. And the header from Nico Alvedi, wide of the target, so frustrated with himself.
You're right, he is frustrated because at that area, if he just get it on target, there's someone on the line, but I think from there, it's going to have to be a good save. I've been impressed with him, his positional sense has been good, defended well. So Peace has taken a chance. He's one of the players in the red shirt I think have done well so far. They just want more energy about the game. They want more purpose.
Okay, we'll give them the first half, Warren. We'll give them the first half to suss each other out. Then after that, whether there'll be changes off the bench, perhaps.
You sound like that's wishful thinking. It's more in hope than anything else.
I'm feeling goal in this game, honestly.
We've just done it now. That's it. Kiss the death is there again. It's been every game now.
We have had tweets saying, well, with YouTube, we just got to put some money on 0-0. No ball in, but dealt with by Alvedi as far as Choupo-Moting.
Another missed
I'm
opportunity.
not sure why the Bayern Munich player needed another touch. I think he was sitting beautiful, doing the hit it, giving the defender enough time to come across and block it. Best of clearance, but that little shift gives the defender enough time to come across and put his body in the line. I think if he hits it early, some of them doesn't get set for a goalkeeper. They haven't got his position.
In the story of the half, that extra touch, slowing play down instead of...
Whether that's confidence, a little bit of nerves. You're right, maybe the first 45 minutes they can go in and say, okay, not as bad as we thought it was going to be.
And Burmo has the quality in the delivery. Embolo there.
There he goes, he loves a step over. So but you haven't seen him drive forward. Moadou said in the show, he does play normally as a left winger, but he said it's supposed to be a left back, but he just pushes forward. He doesn't believe in defending. But go forward now.
He's listening.
No, he's not.
Ngisa. Took away Camby.
See there, that's putting in. The people have made their run, but it takes another touch. They go again, get the shape, and that's been the story of this half. That extra touches just took away the moment.
Ongla. Need some support. Defending again, it has been the story so far. The defence outwitting the forward players. Greaser with a ball over the top.
Now, if I'm Switzerland at half time, I'm thinking, let's go and press them. You know, let's have 10 minutes. It's a nice temperature in the stadium. Let's go for 10 minutes and press. You've got the cobwebs or the nerves out your system. Now we're going to go and press them. Because I think with the back line at Cameroon, if you put them under pressure, they're a little bit vulnerable. They might turn the ball over quickly.
This is all fairly straightforward. And just doing their job so far. You've seen a couple of excellent challenges. In fairness, let's give you defenders credit. That's due.
We don't normally get it. We don't normally get it. Oh, I never got it, actually. I'm just rephrasing it, really.
Your Derby County fan club's in, by the way, again. And Jan Sommer's goal today.
Opportunities.
So you get everywhere. That's what's been, walking around, you're seeing fans from all over, mixing around, chatting about different things, and that's really the World Cup where they're explaining things, watching games that you wouldn't normally watch. It's been quite encouraging.
So we're just warming you up for Thanksgiving. We didn't want to dive in too quickly with the first half full of goals.
Certainly, we want people to wake up, have a coffee, and then once you get a good feeling, then it's really going to go.
There you go. It's all part of the plan. Just backloading.
Coffee, and then once you get a good feeling, then it's really going to go.
There you go. It's all part of the plan. Just backloading the action in this particular match. There have been a couple of opportunities, but neither goalkeeper's really had his palms stung or anything. Certainly not his fingertips. It's not down to the temperature. If you're joining us late and thinking, well, is it boiling hot? Well, no, the air cooling system is working an absolute treat. You can see those grey, like temper dryers. Can't get yours to work.
Oh, doesn't work.
We'll talk to you about temper dryers. Here comes Switzerland. Can they try and make something happen before the break? Shaqiri, Vigma on the overlap. Decent delivery as well. Embolo's there. And Boet just panics for a second, didn't know where he was. Took no chances.
But again, it's on this right-hand side for Switzerland. Push forward at both times. It would be left or right, but particularly on this right-hand side, it's a decent ball in, and Embolo just backing off a little. I think it's better just to head it into a dangerous area. But last time, there was a good chance here from a set piece. You know from that side, it's going to be whipped in. Can you get the timing? Can you get away from a defender? Stacked up on the penalty spot, the three big attacking players for Switzerland. Can you now get the movement right?
Can they test the goalkeeper? Onana.
Just gone.
Manuel Akanji knows what an opportunity that was to settle some nerves, to put them one goal to the good on the stroke of half-time. Just got his angles wrong.
Yeah, you just see he's just trying to twist it into the corner. He didn't need to, just head it straight, hopefully into the back of the net. He's trying to be too precise with his header.
Cameroon supporters behind that goal and in that corner were delighted with that particular header and the outcome of that corner.
You missed it.
Signs were there.
Come on, let's go
Try to make something
Cameroon.
happen in the second half, because with big challenges ahead against Brazil in particular, but also Serbia, who have plenty of quality in the attack.
Let's go Cameroon.
Doesn't matter. Just think they'll do something. Really do. Here's triple moting. What can he do? Surrounded by red shirts, but he's still got it. On Gisa. Oh, the free kick's awarded.
I thought they dwelled on it too long, and I think Switzerland helped him out a little bit because, again, it's that extra touch, just waiting. He's waiting for the run. Sometimes as a player, the ball makes the run, so just pull it into the space. He's waiting for Anua to
go.
Flick it in behind, and Anua could take that chance, but in the end, Switzerland give a foul away, and Again, they'll be on the edge of the penalty spot, and it's got to be that area in behind. Beat the first man. We keep repeating ourselves to give yourself a chance.
Well, this is a real opportunity
Coco,
here.
good as shit.
What about the quality and the delivery? Left-footed Brian and Burmo standing over it.
If you're watching this with me, what part of the world you in right now? I'm in the U.S.
Toko Akambi with it.
Again, no decent ball in.
Cleveland, Ohio,
so far. That little bit of quality's
USA.
not been there.
And that's it. No goals in the first half here at the Al Janoub Stadium. They're just waiting for the second half to make something happen. It is Switzerland 0, Cameroon 0 at the break.
Let's go. No goals in the first half. No goals in the first half, baby.
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Show, we're going to look ahead to game number 2. Uruguay's next generation, Valverde, Betancourt, Nunez, they get set to make the field for the first time in World Cup history. Plus, South Korea and their star, Human, will likely start wearing a protective face mask. All that, plus the first half highlights coming your way next.
Ah, humbug. My signal is totally ghosting me.
You need a better network. 'Tis the season to switch to Verizon. They'll give you the new iPhone 14 Pro.
Amazing phone.
Plus, Verizon gives you another Apple gift too, like Apple Watch SE, iPad, Beats Fit Pro.
Oh, for me.
No, Scrooge.
This Black Friday weekend, get our best deal of the year. Only Verizon gives you the new iPhone 14 Pro, plus an Apple gift like Apple Watch SE, iPad, and Beats Fit Pro, all on us.
Señoras y señores, it's Walmart's Black Friday deals for days. Shop deals Monday online at 7 p.m.
Damn Black Friday deals, Walmart. We not trying to hear about that. We not trying to hear about that. Yep. So it's halftime right now. It's 0-0. Switzerland, 3 shots. Cameroon, 5 shots. On target shots, Switzerland 9, Cameroon 2. Possession, 51% go to Switzerland. 49% for the Cameroons. Passing, 280 passes for Switzerland, 271 for Cameroon. Accuracy, 86 passing accuracy for both teams. Fouls, 3 on Switzerland, 5 on Cameroon. 1 yellow card for Cameroon, 2 offsides for Cameroon, 1 for Switzerland. 4 corners for Switzerland and 3 corners for Cameroon. Yeah, Cameroon missed some big opportunities in that first half, man. Big opportunities. They could have had like 3 goals. 2 goals for sure, man. Now they got to come out in this second half and try to make it happen. But I got faith in them. I got faith in them. I'm gonna watch that kind of game later too. Watch that kind of game.
to you by our set here in Doha, 15th ranked Switzerland. Let's be honest, fortunate not to be trailing through 45 as Cameroon has had the better of play, out shooting the Swiss 5-4. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you from Doha. Glad you're with us. Rob Stone, Kelly Smith, Carly Lloyd, and Mo Adu here with you. Last time Cameroon won an opening game at the World Cup, that famous 1990 1-0 victory over the defending champs from Argentina. 32 years later, they went looking for another opening day victory, and boy, they have had plenty of opportunities, Mo, to get on the board.
Well, they heard the words from their federation's president, Samuel Eto'o, and they tried to play to make that happen, and they started early, and Ben will get in behind. Jan Sommer should probably do better with this rebound, spills it, and puts it into a dangerous area. But more importantly,
we got to do it again. Let's go. Let's get this upset, Cameroon.
Better chance, but he just can't redirect it on target. But Cameroon starting the game off on a positive foot.
And again here, another opportunity for Cameroon. Okambi is going to be getting on the end of this one, but great combination play here. I love this run from Minfield, from Hangla. And I don't know what Okambi's doing. Get on your horse, get.
By the way, another big rebound spilled by Summer there.
Struggling.
Cameroon have been really good down this right-hand side. Look at this cross. Brilliant cross. First cross defender, but Weimar, brilliant tackle there. Just to get his body, his foot in front of the attacking player. He'll be happy with that.
0-0 at the break. Kelly, one of the themes in our pregame show, you said that this Cameroonian team, a lot of individual talent, but maybe not so much a team concept. Are you seeing after the first 45?
I think they've gone, they've tried to play a little bit more than what I thought they would do. Normally they're going long, a little bit unpredictable at times. But yeah, I think individually they're trying to do it on their own in certain situations. Maybe give 1 and 2 passes, give and go, play off the shoulder. Just try and be more creative, more team cohesive in that final third.
I've actually liked what I've seen from them. They pleasantly surprised me. You talked about combination play. You saw the chances there. A lot of movement from midfield, third man running. If they could just be a little bit more polished, you were calling for Okambi to get on his horse. He's had 3 good looks there. If he can put one in the back of the net, listen, I think they have a good chance to pick up 3 points in this match.
And for me, my player to watch, Shaqiri, got to get on the ball. He has not been on the ball enough. And we've got 26 crosses in this game, 16 Switzerland, 10 Cameroon. We got to get a ball in the back of the net somehow.
We've seen halftime adjustments throughout the course of this World Cup already pay major dividends for several nations. Let's see if Switzerland can sort things out, because right now it is all Cameroon. Well, plenty of World Cup and NFL action coming your way later today on this unique Thanksgiving Day. We'll get you ready for you.
Let's go. We're ready for this second half. Oh, let's get this game back started. Let's get this game back started. I'm not going to stream the South Korea game. but I am going to do the Ghana. Gotta do the Ghana. Analytics.
The 2022 FIFA World Cup halftime show on FS1 is presented by Verizon.
Uruguay getting set for their next match. Luis Suarez, a free agent. Some rumblings that his talents may be headed to Major League Soccer, but for the meantime, he'll be chasing his 8th World Cup goal next as Uruguay meets South Korea coming up later today on FS1. Stars aplenty today on Fox Sports. Soccer icons, Ronaldo and Neymar. Tomorrow, it's Harry Kane, it's Christian Pulisic, it's the U.S. and England. 1 p.m. Eastern live on Fox. Time now for your first half moment. Sponsored by Verizon. Cameroon with 5 shots, 2 of them on frame. The Swiss without one on goal. Second half coming up next.
All right, let's get this second half going. Let's get this second half going. See if these boys can pull this win off, man.
Hello and welcome back to... Hello and welcome back to our Thanksgiving offering for you, which has so far proven goalless, but there is another 45 minutes to go. And Warren Barton and I are feeling a goal in our waters. Oh, where is it just me?
No, definitely. I agree with Moadou. I think Cameroon have been excellent, particularly on that right-hand side. They grew into the game.
Let's go.
Switzerland have been a little bit negative.
No time, baby.
They had that purpose going forward, and Cameroon have been excellent. They've gone forward, they've created chances, shots. As Carly Lloyd rightly said, they're trying to put balls in. It just needs someone a little bit better of timing. Been really encouraged by their performance.
Perhaps a little bit more incisiveness in the final third. There have been some excellent challenges in there,
No
but
time, baby.
now they've got that first 45 minutes of their opening World Cup
Oh,
match
look at
out of the
Cameroon.
way. Perhaps they can come out of their shells even more and show us what they can do. Brian and Burmo looking very much at home on this stage. Having recently converted from being a France under-21 international to a full... Struggling, by the way, with an ankle problem recently. Not necessarily at his full best. Can they test him a little bit more than they did in that first half? We'll see. Andre Onana, Inter Milan goalkeeper, flick on by Choupo-Moting. No changes, by the way, in personnel at the break. So they've missed their half-time window, the two respective coaches. There are 3 substitution windows each per coach, in addition to the half-time one, which they usually take that opportunity. Here's a Burmo battling away to no effect.
Yeah, I thought they had a very good 45 minutes. We spoke about his ability to manipulate the ball, but his movement was good. The little give and go, the third man running, had good invention on this right-hand side. And Song, the coach for Cameroon, has said, and you made an excellent point. You know, it's the first game, you've had to wait. Of course, they're going to be a little bit apprehensive, both sets of players, but as long as the game went on, it was Cameroon players that looked more at home, looked more comfortable. Apprehensive, both sets of players, but as long as the game went on, it was Cameroon players that looked more at home, looked more comfortable, and starting to enjoy and embrace the occasion.
They probably heard the quotes as well from Mohamed Yakin, the head coach of Switzerland, saying, "This is our best team ever." And actually, they haven't shown that. Perhaps they've been weighed down by the level of expectation. We've seen it on golden generations of the past, but this is a World Cup. They need to get going. They need to show their worth. And this is the stage on which to do it. Here's Ruben Vargas for Switzerland against 5. A little bit quiet in the stadium in the first half. We heard so much from those wonderful Cameroon supporters. The vuvuzelas and the drums are just having a little breather for now, but...
Like you said, they're a little bit chilly in here. They see this going on.
First day I haven't bought a jacket. It's working, an absolute treat, this air cooling system. Very modern technique. Environmentally friendly, apparently. Here's Nico Elvedi. He's a club teammate of his goalkeeper Sommer at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Xhaka, didn't see enough of him in the first half. Freuler, earlier ball, that's better from Switzerland. And it is 1-0.
Damn.
And it is Brel and Bolo.
Oh,
The man who was
bullshit.
born in Cameroon. So much talk about him ahead of this tournament. And he scores against the nation where he was born.
Right.
And celebrate
Supposed to be on Cameroon.
Brel Embolo. And Switzerland have taken the lead against Cameroon.
What a pass that one is. That's a wonderful delivery. And then here, look at Shaqiri. Well, just stand still. He doesn't have to move. He just waits for the ball to come and passes that into the back of the net. That's a wonderful
You're
ball.
supposed to be
Here's
playing
another
for
wonderful
Cameroon.
pass. And there's a simple pass in the back of the net. Technique, head down. Imagine all the emotions going through his mind. The first goal in a World Cup. He doesn't disappoint. Nothing the keeper can do. They're starting to enjoy it. Wonderful pass in the midfield ball. That breaks the lines. Then it goes wide. That's another area just to say to Kiri, just put it in first time. You don't have to take another touch. Put it in. We spoke about in the first half, player taking that extra touch. It was first time, bang, it's in the back of the net.
Gabriel Embolo, the Switzerland striker who was born in Yaoundé in Cameroon. His father and other family members are still there. He still goes to visit. His mum was actually born in Peru, but the parents split up when they were young, and his mum took him to France at the age of 5. That's where she met her new husband, who was Swiss, and they moved to Basel. And now he scored at the World Cup.
Well, whatever he said at half time, it has obviously worked.
To the danger area. Sommer was there. Tanuhu. Now we feel as though we have a real game on our hands. Just such an easy finish for Embolo. That'll be the disappointing factor from the Cameroon point of view.
Yeah, naturally as a defender, you're going to guide the goal. That's where the striker just stands still, waits for it to come to him. But it was the pass, the sequence of passes, it was all one touch. And that doesn't allow you as a defender to get set. You're sort of second-guessing yourself, and that was allowed to go midfield, out wide, first time, laid in, goal.
You just sense in the build-up that perhaps they have been told at half-time by Yakin that taking that extra touch. You're too laboured, you're too slow.
You're better than this. Cameroon, as I said, was the better team in the first 45 minutes. There seemed to be a bit more purpose about their play.
Vargas almost gets it back, but well read though by Collins 5. Turns defence into attack with Gisa. Now Bomo.
Let me check before he got clattered as the ball was played in again. And that's another sign that he's doing it one touch. You know, in the first half, went to Shaqiri, he has another. Doing it one touch. You know, in the first half, went to Shaqiri, he has another touch, slows it down. This time he's gone one touch, but he got a penalty for his tackles here. This one comes in slightly late.
You know what the second half is like, you know, when you watch it on YouTube and you watch it on normal speed and then you think, well, actually, it's a bit slow, I want to hurry up this video a bit. You can put it on 1.25 speed or 1.5 or 1.75 or 2. It feels as though
anything to do with technology, gadgets, improving things.
I listen to all my podcasts at about 1.5. There's not enough hours in the day. That's what it feels like this second half. It feels as though they've sped it up a bit.
Like you said, they've watched all the games. You know, you've watched Spain 7-0. You've watched Germany get beat, Argentina get beat, England do this, France do that, and you're waiting in that hotel room, going back to the training ground, going back to get ready. Let me get out there in the first 45 minutes. More with Switzerland, I think they was a little bit more pedestrian with their play. Be interested to see now how.
Angie going route 1 towards Embolo.
They might do that more often now. They might go direct because he is a player that is more able to run in behind.
Mm-hmm. Reaction from Cameroon. They have plenty of ability.
Got experience on the bench with the coach who's been there, seen and done it for World Cup, so he's not going to panic too much.
Foul on Vermo. I've seen too much of our Argentinian referee Facundo Tello. Quite happy about that.
He's managed to go well, I think. Sign of a good referee when you don't have to bring him up.
Absolutely.
They've had probably 3 or 4 of these opportunities now. Can one of them work for them? You know, whether it's the timing, whether it's delivered, they just cannot get it all on the same page, so it pays off.
Vermo with the free kick. All Cameroon too easy for Sommer.
I'd be intrigued to see how Switzerland go about it, because they get the goal and they're decisive with their passing. You know, do they think, well, now let's go and get a few more? Are they going to sit back? You know, that's, again, being the first game, that goes across your mind. You want to be off to a good start in the first game. 3 points is vital, particularly when you've got a chance to get that in your hand. So You'd like to think that they want to be a bit more encouraged with their first half performance because it wasn't great by their standards. So can they step up a little bit?
Well, this is going to plan, according to a couple of new friends I made in the press room with... Oh, talk about that in a moment. Here's Shaqiri. Looks for the early ball towards Vargas, but it was well read by Nkulu. They said, these Cameroon TV people, they said that we're going to win 2-1, definitely. Well, they're still on for that. Shaqiri with the ball in. So looking to try and pick up the pieces.
But there's definitely more purpose with Switzerland. There's a lot more energy about it. And the way that they're picking up the second ball, the way that they're passing it around, it's not 3, 4, 5 touches, it's pretty sharp.
Don't forget Vincent Boubacar, who's usually captain for Cameroon, centre forward, is available on the bench.
Yeah, it may not be the players that we see now. It might be people coming off the bench that have a huge impact in this game. We've seen a lot of players that have come on with Japan with their substitutes, and they come on and make a big change. England, you know, their players come on. 40-odd seconds, Rashford puts the ball in the back of the net. So it's not the ones that start, it could be the ones that finish it.
Here they come once again. Well, this was the area from which they created the opening goal for Mbolo.
Good tackle. That's what he's known for, his trademark tackle. He doesn't hold back, the young kid from Seattle. I'd love to see him go forward. I think we really enjoyed him in MLS, the way he goes forward and roared in runs, as Mo Adu rightly said in the studio. Just looking down at the bench at Cameroon, they're having a bit of a discussion with the head coach and 1 or 2 of the coaches there. A few players getting warmed up.
Boubacar is one of them, and modern day coaching, as you know, being a FIFA pro coach. I can't say it. I can't coach. I can't,
too cold for you,
can't say it. It's chilly out. I'm going to a pro license holder, I should say. That coaches often think about how they're finishing games, not just how they're starting them, and tactically that can be the case. So Boubacar very much being a tactical plan, apparently, to come off the bench and make things happen. They'd ideally not be a goal down when that does happen.
But yeah, as coaches, you have that in your mind, even in games, you know, the way they manage the game. And Roberto Martinez, actually yesterday, didn't change anything in the game. Business of doing that. Yeah, they won the game, but Canada, very, very unfortunate. Everybody's second favourite team now.
Burmo with a touch for Choupo-Moting. Rodriguez had to be careful. There's still Choupo-Moting. Can he go all the way? Well, he had on Gisa.
Yeah,
on the goal line, desperate for it to find him, and it didn't quite reach him.
Just look at his control and his composure, fully in control of the situation. Now he's just looking for a runner. He didn't have that, and Summer just blocks him up. But great feet. Rodriguez can't go to ground in case he gives a penalty away. Bayern Munich player, ex-PSG as well. And Stoke.
I was going to say...
Doesn't really roll off the tongue.
I was going to say, and I thought I'd get a load of stick from Stoke fans if I did just throw that in there, but he's had an unusual career trajectory.
Cameroon has been a good response. You know, they've not felt sorry for themselves. They've gone forward. They've tried to play with a bit of purpose.
Bono. Pushed away by Sommer. In by Nuhu towards Castelletto.
Yeah, someone he controls his penalty area very, very well.
Here comes Mbolo, the goal scorer once again for Vargas. Oh, and Xhaka was crawling for it at the far post. And Xhaka fuming, but the offside flag was up anyway.
Yeah, he chose the wrong option. And Xhaka made a bursting run just to this left-hand side. And sometimes a player use the run of your teammate and just cut it in.
That's fine. For how Toko can be. A lot of goals at international level in this Cameroon squad. Only 5 of their roster members have scored more than 2. Cameroon, only 3 have scored more than 10. That's Boubacar, who's on the bench, as well as Choupo-Moting and Toko Akambi. Cameroon league players announced, and the manager Rigobert Song had a little moment in his announcement. He didn't know how to pronounce the names of some of his players, which was a huge source of embarrassment for him. So he was rather ridiculed for it. Yakin has a bit of thinking to do.
Yeah, well, I think he'd be pleased so far. I think that you can see the intensity in his face. I think that was maybe the team took that he had at half time. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't to the standards that he anticipates with this roster of players. He genuinely believes this is the best that he's been around for a while with Switzerland. So go out there and do that. They got off to a perfect start. Now can they go on and win the game? But Cameroon are going to have their chances. They've got, again, a little bit of natural ability. Maybe as Kelly Smith rightly said, play as a team that give and go. Don't try and do it all yourself.
Come Cameroon once again, looking for Toko Kambi. It's away by Rodriguez.
But definitely when it does go wide with Cameroon, whether it's on the left or the right, they're looking to put it in early. They're not looking to hesitate. And you know, as a striker, then you can anticipate and get in front of them. It wasn't for excellent defending, otherwise the ball could have been quite easy in the back of net. Switzerland, but that's their chance. Get it in, combination, put it in early. Can you get someone running in front of the goalkeeper?
Martin thinks about having a strike, tries to work himself into a better position. He's on Gisa. Have options, a couple of players in the box. Burmo. Fai. Well dealt with by Vidmer. He's had a good game.
He's had a solid game. He's allowed Shaqiri just to stay up the field.
There is Shaqiri, now Xhaka. Has Vargas. Here he is. Below's in the centre, and Shaqiri's calling for it at the far post. Xhaka. Shaqiri, and now Vargas wants it. Offside flag has stayed down for now, but that's what they had in mind.
Well, you sort of overplayed it. I'm thinking Xhaka take the shot, Shaqiri. Xhaka take the shot, Shaqiri comes from.
And here we go with Cameroon. Ongler on his own. And Gisa. Vermo wants it. There's the movement from Vermo. Tried to play it first time into Choupo-Moting.
But if he does that, then the fullback's got to make the run. Right, he's got to go in behind. If the wide player goes in and takes Rodriguez in, there's another 15, 20 yards in behind him.
Rodriguez finds Ambelog. Sato on the chase, and Vargas. Vargas going on his own.
Good defending. You know, he was sensing in one area. He wasn't going to let it go inside him. He comes across. Vargas takes that touch. He's pushing him away. I know you're giving away the corner, but the natural as a defender is maybe go to ground, but he doesn't. He's composed enough just to let it go out. And in the end, you have to defend the corner now. But the game is starting to open up now. I think you're seeing players maybe a little bit of fatigue coming in. Over an hour into the game, we've seen a lot of players throughout this tournament, but it's have to be warming up. So as I said, it may not be the players that start, maybe the ones that finish it.
Switzerland. Vermo's there, but so too Rodriguez. His 101st cap today, Ricardo Rodriguez. Torino man who could in theory play for either Spain or Chile. That's where his parents are from. It's amazing that he's playing at all, bearing in mind he was born with a chest condition. He was only given a 50-50 chance to live. This man on the ball now, he's about to take the throw in. His chest organs didn't form correctly, in the wrong position, and he was in a really, really bad state. So to have earned over 100 caps for his country, it's remarkable. A lovely turn, but a call back
That's a card.
from El-Baidi. And that's the second yellow card of the game. And the first to a Swiss player.
Yeah, just caught out by wonderful technique.
That was lucky in the first half, wasn't it? The sharpness.
I think both sets of players, but more Switzerland, I think, have grown. But Cameroon started well in the first half, but there's a bit more intensity about the game, a bit more purpose. Obviously, the goal has changed every outlook for both teams. It's got that up of our back as well. Now we've got a goal.
Sorry to the people that lumped on 0-0 after they saw we were doing this game. I feel like we've let them down. I don't feel that bad, by the way. Cameroon.
There he is, the legend.
Samuel Eto'o, now the president of Cameroon. Superstar player he was as well. Glittering career. It's a free kick to Cameroon.
I think it's fascinating with Switzerland how high they have them outside the 18-yard box they are. And there's a lot of space in behind them. No one's been able, Cameroon has put it in behind them. You just need someone with a bit of time in and get the ball in behind to make everybody in the stadium stand up and cheer.
The stadium will absolutely erupt if Cameroon were to fashion the equaliser from here in front of their own supporters. And Burmo with the ball in towards Okisa.
That's possibly why they are so high up, because if you do head the ball, you're still like 15, 16 yards away from goal. If you defend deep, you're right on top of your goalkeeper. So they give themselves a bit of space and maybe for someone to come out. But even if the attacker does head the ball, you're 15 yards away from goal. It's going to have to be something else to beat him.
And Switzerland again, and Belaw's in the centre of keeping his side in the game.
It's down that right-hand side, that first-time ball, and that ball that gets pulled back. But just what, he doesn't gamble, the keeper. He stands big. The end, I think he just hits him. But very similar to the other guy, he just stands there. Good hands, good reaction. I was wrong, I thought he just hit him, but he was there. It was a suture, and just to put it, not only save it, but push it away from danger. Excellent goalkeeping. I'm really impressed with him. His feet's been good, passing out, and has a presence in goal.
Passing so quickly as well. Have some more defending to do, Cameroon. Oh, what a chance. What a chance for a second for Mbolo.
I mean, that ball was put in position. I mean, what a delivery. Look at this. The left foot, he looks it in. Just got to get any contact, but excellent defender. Just sticks the leg out. Wow, how close is that? His eyes lit up before he put it in the back of the net. I mean, he just sticks out the leg and then gets it away.
Crucial intervention from Okisa.
Crucial time at the moment. Cameroon need to defend well.
Vargas. Burmo hits it clear.
Cameroon still looking to do this substitution. It's taken quite a while.
So Switzerland are going to make one as well. Sub taking off his bib, just back into the duck. And finally, Ondua will come on. And coming up next on FS1, Uruguay against South Korea. And then on Fox, Ronaldo leads Portugal against Ghana. And that's followed by Brazil with Neymar and co. against Serbia in this group, and that is all coming up today on FS1 and Fox. You won't miss a thing with us at this FIFA World Cup. Martin Ongler, player to make way. And Gael Ondua. He used to play his football in Switzerland, by the way, with Servette. Around the block. Russia, Ukraine and Denmark as well. And he's a new face in the squad since Rigobert Song took charge and to take his opportunity here. Try and help get his side back into this game. There'll be a lot of people who would have thought that, well, Mbolo would be the player to score today. Cameroon-born player scoring for Switzerland. And the headline writers will be absolutely delighted with that.
Sometimes it's in the stars.
Journalists afterwards, I think we know what they're going to be writing their stories about. Should it stay like this? But there is still time. Switzerland in just a moment. Noah Okafor, who's quite unlucky not to start today. Fabian Fry, and also Haris Seferovic due to come on in a moment. Vermo. Fry. That delivery. Settled and how he go. Vargas back to Vermo.
I've really enjoyed the way Cameroon have played on this right-hand side. I know give the way there, but they've really linked in very well. It's been a good outlet for them.
Below, drive and run, needs support. Freuler. Shaqiri's weighing up his options, still carrying the ball. Widmer. And it's a corner for Switzerland.
But Noah doing well, staying on his feet. Okay, you give away a corner, but he didn't allow the ball to go inside. And that's desperate defending, but just does enough. Doesn't allow the ball to get played, and at least now they can get organised. The subs are coming on as well for Switzerland.
I'll wait until this corner is taken first. And it's Shaqiri to take it. And evades everybody and give them the chance to regroup. Make their triple substitution. Jibril So hasn't had an opportunity really, or hasn't made anything happen, we should say, in this game. Playing the number 10 role has been disappointing for him. Still hasn't scored for his country, and he won't be doing that today. So coming off, and Shaqiri coming off too. And Mbolo, the goal scorer, also making way. Well, tomorrow it's the big one as far as we are all concerned. The second match in the group involving the United States and England. They meet each other. Coverage starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox. So make sure you clear your diary for that. No meetings, nothing too important. A big game that. Warren and I will be at Wales against Iran in that same group. Looking good for England after their 6-2 victory against Iran. The draw between the United States and Wales. Do you fancy USA to join potentially England going through?
Yeah, I do. I think they've got enough players, and you know, there's one or two people concerned with Reina coming in. I think they've got enough quality. In the first half performance, it was excellent against Wales, but disappointing is that they didn't expect a response. I'm sure they'll be fine. There'll be a few nervous people on tomorrow, but that's all part of it.
Just in the studio.
Just in the studio alone.
Article can do with the turn. And Gisa. Fly wants it. And the man, Vincent Boubacar, is about to come on, the goal scorer. Oh, lovely turn. Oh, what about that? Fine turn from the substitute on Dua.
Yeah, they're just starting. There's a bit of a collision here where Trent's on his foot, but well done by Cameroon. They're starting to ask questions, starting to get more people going forward. A bit more pressure. The Swiss back line.
Any moment now, substitution will be made. Will it be made in the attacking corner, or will they wait a moment? There's a Boubacar. George Kevin Kudu prepared to come on, and it's straight swap for Eric Choupo-Moting. Bayern Munich forward coming off.
doesn't look too happy coming up. I think he'd be disappointed with a set piece coming along because he's dangerous.
Here he is, Hanson Abubakar, 30-year-old captain for Cameroon. Plays his football now in Saudi Arabia. Besiktas and Porto, but most crucially, a goal scorer. That's what they need right now. He scored. That's what they need right now. He scored 8 in the Africa Cup of Nations in January. The tournament's top goal scorer, and how they could do with one now to draw back on level terms. Thermo with a corner for Cameroon. Delivery. Retrieved by Bruno. Movement forward, but he has 2 red shirts up against him. 5. Dealt with. Trying to find a way. Carve out an opportunity for their number 10. In the luminous green boots. Have the defenders work out where he is. You've been impressed with Elvedi, the Switzerland number 4, who got the nod ahead of Fabian Schär because of his positioning.
And because of that left foot, his positioning's been good. He's read the game well. Okay, picked up a card, but I think overall they have a good understanding.
Here's Boubacar, his touch.
Dealt with situations, whether it's 2 against 1, even there, 1 against 1, he's done well.
Seems to be a foul by the referee.
Couldn't let it go. Xhaka had the ball, he wanted to open up, and they had space on this left-hand side. I just think with Switzerland making the subs, taking a bit of pace to be right down the middle, is just saying, listen, this is what we've got. 14 minutes with some extra time, obviously. We're going to keep what we've got because they haven't got that genuine outlet going forward. Yes, they've got quality, but the defenders that have defended well, they're comfortable enough to see this game out. But that's a dangerous game because Cameroon have got, you said, players that just need half a chance, not a full chance, and get back in the game pretty quickly.
Kanji with a free kick. Interesting option.
Very interesting. You know, you've got you're on that right hand side, just put it into an area where you can keep the ball. I think that frown says it all. You know, they
just squeak past Cameroon with a 1-0 win. Do you think they'll just be happy enough knowing that they can grow into the tournament? Because as we know, it's not how you start a tournament, it's how you finish.
Yeah, I think you echo what you were saying. The first one, they've been sitting around you. The nerves, you know, you're waiting. You know, you've been with the group for now a few days, and now you're getting ready to go. So yeah, the first game is so vital, particularly in this group. You know, Brazil arguably Neymar, players they've got going forward. They're going to. Then it's how Serbia will do against each other. So these are the ones, and there's not a lot between all 3 of these nations. I think they're all good teams. They've all got certain individual players who can change a game. So I think it's fascinating.
I think this is the most interesting group.
Yeah, I do as well. It's interesting because, again, aren't we, Brazil, we know with them, but they're all good enough to beat each other on their day. So you can't say, well, okay, if they have a good day, they're going to beat them. No, it could be they go toe-to-toe and one mistake, one decision goes your way. It's a fine line.
Serbia have Mitrovic, amongst other talent in the side as well. It's fascinating. Brazil and Serbia also in this group. Only 2 can go through to the last 16. Switzerland qualified out of each of their last 4 major tournament groups, 2 Euros, 2 World Cups. To go a little bit further with the so-called golden generation, which is quite a tag, but something they're quite happy to label themselves with. with that brings pressure and expectation. And Switzerland on the run from Vargas. And he gets a round of applause for his trouble, so he should.
I've been impressed with him as well, his energy, his desire.
There's no sun on the pitch anymore. We started with about 2/3 of this half being bathed in sunlight. Nice communication between Boubacar and Burmo. They really need to get motoring. It's brand new in terms of international football, with Burmo having only just received the papers to play for his adopted country.
That's better play.
Boubacar off the bench to make things happen. Here's 5. He's had a really good game. Nice control. What about the ball in? Oh, it's a good one. It's an excellent one. Just a little bit too far ahead of the forwards, who were desperate for the ball to land to them.
Yeah, it's put him with some pace, and that's that diagonal where it's opened up, and this right-hand side is where they're having a lot of success. Just puts a little bit too much as close to the goalkeeper. Understand what he's trying to do, put some pace on the ball, but by doing that, you just lose a little bit of the accuracy of the play. There's another one that's run himself into the I think he's had a good game. He's had a good battle. One that's run himself into the I think he's had a good game. He's had a good battle.
Vargas was chosen ahead of Noah up before. Reader coming on.
This is a surprise because I think he's been excellent.
And Burmo did very well in his first World Cup match for Cameroon, and his 3rd cap.
Juan Rodriguez on sort of sigh of relief because that was a challenging game that he's just had.
Opportunity for Fabian Reader, by the way, the Switzerland number 25, never played for his country before. Exciting attacking midfielder for young boys. His international debut and his World Cup debut at the same time. You just have a lot of faith in him.
Yep. And he's obviously seen him in training, thinks he's got enough, and not going to sink or swim, but definitely got the talent, got the ability.
Granit Xhaka has both of those things.
Down the side, just slide it down the side, he's in.
Oh, nice ball, and here is the young man making his debut. What about the delivery? Oh, what about it? Causing absolute mayhem in that Cameroon defence. Well played by Fabian Reader.
But that's what I'm saying, where the ball makes his mind up, you know. And then you just put it into a dangerous area. You just need a little flick of a toe to put it in the empty net.
Reader with the corner kick. Making an impact already. Had an assist. A few calls for handball, but straight away the referee said no, absolutely not. He just delayed in clearing the ball. It's almost costly, and that'll be a free kick.
But they're asking straight away, the referee, they get a card. And he had no hesitation. The referee let it play. He's in a good position.
That's the handball in question as the ball touched the arm of the Boubacar.
He's not even looking at the ball. Xhaka as well is in there, the Arsenal player, and as I said, the referee was in a strong position. This is where you pick up a yellow card.
Well, Akanji of Manchester City, a player who's settled in very, very well there, and signed for £15 million from Borussia Dortmund on transfer deadline day. quite so many people expect him to hit the ground running, but he's done very well.
Yeah, I've watched him at Dortmund in the Bundesliga for a couple of years. He's always solid. He's always organising the back line. A couple of years, he's always solid. He's always organising the back line. He's comfortable on the ball. The one about the physical side of being in the Premier League, he's adapted to that. He's a smart boy as well.
Guardiola doesn't just throw players in and give them starts to earn it and warrant staying in. He's quite happy to hold players back if they're not quite ready.
He's won another contract, hasn't he? Yeah.
That Champions League. Cameroon got hit. Closing 6 minutes plus stoppage time.
Well, there's your intention now. Like you said, with moments to go. We're just going to see the game out now.
39,000 in the Al Janoub Stadium today. Will be reduced by approximately half after this tournament. Many of the stadia here becoming community hubs at the end of it. It's incredible to have 8 World Cup stadia within 35 kilometres, 20-ish miles or so of the main city. How ambitious. Hasn't had too many saves to make, has he?
No, I think he's very commanding. He has a really high starting position, so he virtually plays as a keeper sweeper. He's virtually just behind the back line. Anything over the top, you can see him now. He wants to come out and play. Good with his feet, good personality, talking to his back line.
He missed 9 months of football due to a drugs ban. He had a headache and went into the cabinet and took what he thought were paracetamol tablets, but they were his wife's diuretic. Happened to be tested soon after that, unfortunately for him. He was out between February and November of 2021. Very highly rated goalkeeper. He's using that as an experience. Some of his teammates and other footballers, no doubt. There he is. Busier times ahead in this group, with Brazil and Serbia still to come. Fight. He's dealt with by Vigma.
Again, I think he's been excellent. I know, fullbacks don't have a lot to do, but he seems so calm in the situation that he's been. It's been quite easy to panic and head it out for a corner. He stood on his feet. They needed to do that in the second half. Switzerland's back line, they've just been disciplined with what they've done. Kanji's been good. Rodriguez has held his position because they've come under pressure from Cameroon. They've asked questions. There's another one. Keep the position. The ball drifts out of play. They're just having a word. So just to keep the game going. This is obviously what Switzerland fans will want, is just to see it out, to get 3 points, to go forward. But just making sure the referee, the game keeps moving.
Well, Switzerland will be absolutely delighted if it stays like this. Just so enjoy another goal. And they're going to try for one here. It's in by Anguissa.
Oh, he was in. If he just played it over the top, he'd made a good run, but just dwelt on the ball a little bit too long.
And Switzerland again, Xhaka. Will he go for goal? He does! Onana equal to it.
Yes,
Nice battle from the Arsenal player. Gets it out of his feet, but good goalkeeping. Comfortable save in the end. Hit the target. Just finding that little space on the edge of the penalty area to take the first touch and then hit the ball. Sweet left foot. The keeper now, look where he is.
He's not had enough of the action, you see. He just wants to get involved. Well, he might be getting involved in the next couple of games. We've got Serbia on Monday and then Brazil on Friday the 2nd.
I think both teams have showed enough that they can go with Serbia. It'll be interesting to see how they go with Brazil. A lot of expectation on particularly Neymar and his group of players. They're going to play 4 strikers. They said in the press conference, and coming into a good team, so it's going to be really fascinating.
Fine, it's flicked. With a sense of urgency now. We're into the 90th minute. They need to make something happen. They need to create an opportunity. They need to test the goalkeeper. They need to get bodies in the box. I'm running out of time. Yes, it's the first group match. A very difficult couple of games ahead. It is a really tricky group. 3 teams who know each other very well from the 2018 World Cup. It's the same group, apart from the fact this one's got Cameroon in it. Last time it had Costa Rica in it. Brazil, Switzerland and Serbia were all in that group. Another substitution for Switzerland. All right, Chemet, the man to come on.
Another solid game by Rodriguez. I watched him in the Bundesliga as well. Very rarely do you see him put a foot wrong. Got a little bit caught out sometimes with his positional sense, but by and large he worked it out in the second half and had a solid game.
6 minutes of added time, a minimum thereof, it has to be said. Anything that happens within that 6 minutes will get added on at the end of it. Goals, substitutions, etc.
Plenty of time for Cameroon to get a chance. They just need one opportunity.
Absolutely fuming with his own teammate, German. He just come off the bench.
There's a clock. Solskjaer is saying to his teammates, just stand still, stay in your positions. Let us defensive players have the ball, make things happen. Defenders, you just stay where you are.
And it's up to Cameroon to make something happen, because this is easy enough for Switzerland as things stand. She finds a pocket of space. To just not make any unforced errors, Switzerland.
And this is what this back line and goalkeeper are good at. You know, clean sheets, seeing games out, they've got the experience, managing games, that's their foundation, and then they hopefully have enough quality going forward, which they showed on the goal. The ball into midfield, turn goes wide, the first time delivering a neat little finish.
Forward from Xhaka's a decent one. Oh, that's going to go out for a corner, slipping the end from Nuhu.
Unfortunate for him, because he's had a good game, a solid game. Just lost his footing. That's himself in the flyer. And there will be no rush to take this.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Take their time.
Until the referee tells him to hurry up. There you go. There he is. He's saying hurry up. And oh, is that ball? Like, oh, it's just, oh, I need another ball. There we go. But this will be extremely frustrating for Cameroon.
Thanks, them two.
Cameroon had this game. Really.
We just need to keep possession now. 3.5 minutes, not to make any errors at all possible. But can Cameroon force them into making errors? Can they make something happen for themselves? They need to get the ball first. Switzerland will be delighted if the next couple of minutes pan out like this.
Yeah, that's one thing with Cameroon is press up the field. You've got nothing to lose now. You know, put a bit of pressure on them, they turn the ball over. Now you've got to squeeze up and get up and make it a little bit more kinetic than it is at the moment. Get forward, get bodies up.
Are you surprised that Rigobert Song took off Choupo-Moting?
Yes, yeah.
Instead of adding to him?
Exactly.
Swiss defence probably wouldn't have liked having both Abubakar and Choupo-Moting up there. Boubacar calling for the ball. Hasn't seen too much of it since coming off the bench a few moments ago. Here's Ongisa. Cameroon. Going towards desperation stakes now. Whoa. Just for a second now, Vady had lost the flight of it.
Damn.
A flick header he hadn't quite intended. He wanted to clear that away. And will be delighted that his goalkeeper Zoma has grabbed it. Just try and calm things down.
It's over.
Well, that's when you think you've just done enough in the game. You know, make a little bit of a in the game. You know, make a little bit of a mistake and slip, but it still falls into your hand for the goalkeeper to come and get it.
Cameroon supposed to have this game. They had it in their hands.
Time's running out for Cameroon. Opening match of their tournament. The feeling was they really needed to beat Switzerland.
This reminds me a little bit how the Netherlands did with Senegal. You know, they had to earn the right, they had to battle, they had to play against a good team. And it was just that little bit of quality.
Oh, here come Switzerland. Can they wrap it up? Can they? Oh, the block right at the end there. To deny them, Jean-Charles Castelletto.
Get that shit out of
What an
here.
opportunity that was for Haris Seferovic. Lovely turn from his perspective. He did almost everything right. And he expected the net to bulge. But he hadn't counted on Castelletto getting in the way.
Oh, it's sensational defending. Just throws himself, the little drip of the shoulder and just trying to put it into the empty net. And this is going to go short. They're not going to put this into the penalty area, just find on it in the corner.
30 seconds away from the allocated 6 minutes. Nothing of any note in stoppage time to have any more on.
Jackie, they've kept the ball really well. They've managed the game. They haven't been sat back. Switzerland is.
Come on, kick the damn ball.
Nana goes long.
There you go.
Cameroon supporters will be frustrated. They haven't really made anything happen in the latter stage of the second half in particular. It's been fairly straightforward for Switzerland to see through this game.
Yeah, they had good chances in the first half, but not more than one that was on the edge of the box. So, again, big sigh of relief from Switzerland. Done enough. Clean sheet, got the goal.
And that's it. That man, Grell,
That's it.
in Cameroon. He's put his home nation to the
Cameroon lost to Cameroon.
It is that side that he has led
Cameroon
to 3
lost to
today,
Cameroon.
with the only goal of the game.
Yep, I said it.
And it is Switzerland who are off to a flyer in their opening group match with big challenges to come against Brazil and Serbia. That's it from the Al Janoub Stadium. It has finished Switzerland 1, Cameroon 0.
Check it out.